G'day guys, Mark the Bearded Tech Skiing coming to you from the show floor of Integrate 2025. Standing here with the big man, Kyle Barron. Mate, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good. Kyle, you are the product manager for Harman.
I am.
SVSI.
For Network AV.
Yep,
Network SVSI,
AV.
Network AV, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, sweet. Mate, this is the N2600 and N3300 series, which is all SVSI, correct?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So this is the evolution from the original.
It's continuing the line forward for the next generation.
Yeah, nice. And so this has been out for a couple of years.
Yep. Basically ISE of 2023.
Yes.
We began the launch with the wall plates, shortly followed thereafter with the boxes themselves.
Right. Okay. And so, but there's been a little bit of evolution in the last 12 months. So I've done some videos in the past on the 2600, but there's a bit of evolution that's happened in the last 12 or 18 months around USB.
Yeah, around some of the USB functionality, we've enhanced the functionality of it. Rather than just do a one-to-one USB routing, we've enabled something that we're referring to as the USB virtual hub capability, right? Where it allows up to 4 decoders to be sent back to that single encoder.
So that's here, yeah?
Yeah, so this is a decoder. So we have a decoder wall plate or a decoder box.
Right.
And then this is an encoder wall plate or an encoder box, right? And what that is we can take up to 4 of these decoder wall plates with their peripheral, whether it's a camera, a USB camera, or a DSP or a sound bar, really any USB 2 device. And we can send all 4 of those at the same time to a computer, to a PC, a host that's connected to the encoder.
Right, okay. And so you could do potentially multi-cameras as
Correct.
well, yeah. So you
yeah.
can pick off any camera that you want at any time.
Yeah, I mean, you're limited, obviously, it's USB 2, right? So you're limited to that 480 meg. So we're full USB 2 bandwidth at 480 meg, right? So, I mean, if you send a couple cameras, if they're both active at the same time, then, got to watch the bandwidth, right? But you can absolutely send 4 there at once and just select one of them over the other.
So you mentioned bandwidth here, you've got one-way video at normally 600-700 meg, but you're talking 480. What's going on there?
Math doesn't math, right?
Math doesn't math.
Math doesn't math, right? So, one thing that we do a little bit differently is we have identified that, right? That was one of the things that some of our competitors and in the market people were seeing was a problem, right? So, a typical stream on the 2600, 4K 60, 444, HDR 10 plus, hold on yards is roughly 500 to 700 megs, give or take. But then, yes, to your point, right? You're going to throw another 480 into that. It causes problems, right? So we actually go the opposite direction with the USB of the video. So the video goes from the encoder to the decoder.
Of course, yeah.
But for us, we take the USB from the decoder back to the encoder. So we're using full 1 gig of that duplex 1 gig, Cat 5, Cat 6 cable on the network. So we're exploiting it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, nice. That's really, really cool. And so that's then punching out over Dante network, essentially? Or?
So, it's Dante AVA, right, is the technology in there.
Yeah, and that's in the N2600 series.
2600, yeah. We have a 3300 that's Dante AVH.
Okay, and so what is the difference here between A and H, just quickly to those playing along at home?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Dante AVA uses the A-Speed codec chipset, right, through Dante AVA is what that is. And the AVH uses an H264, 265 chipset, right? And the difference there is obviously compression and bandwidth.
Yeah.
Higher bandwidth, super low compression on the AVA, and lower bandwidth, higher compression on the AVH, right? And going into when you use those differently, right? If you're doing a lot of distance transport, within a city, around the world, around the country, you're not going to be able to stream the 500 to 700 megs of that stream through the internet, right? It's expensive, right? So that's where you would use like an AVH, where the bandwidth is a lot lower and it's manageable. But if you were doing in-room presentations or a visual reference to a live person, you want to use the higher bandwidth with that much lower latency. It's going to look a lot better.
But what I like about this is that, and it's just consistent actually in the whole Harman ethos now, is this walled gardens now sort of come down. You're just playing nice. You're actually building with AVA. You've kind of got interoperability
So absolutely, the walled garden has been removed,
Yeah.
right? We will. I mean, we've always been open. You know,
Yes.
we've always had an open API,
Yeah.
and we will continue to maintain an open API, right?
Yeah.
I won't have a walled garden product.
Yeah.
I want to be able to play everywhere,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so not only is it ADA, right, or AVH, right, and that's really the codec,
Yeah.
as well as allowing for interoperability with third-party manufacturers that support those.
Yeah.
We've also have the ability to use Harman's H control platform that will be for the AVX suite of software that Harman is coming out with, right? That's, you know, for Muse and Varia, and, you know, that'll be Omni, right? That's all where all that's coming into play, right? So this also uses the H control platform stack for API as another open API to be incorporated into those platforms in the future.
Very, very nice. And so we just to swing back onto USB as a whole, the concept in the N3300.
Yep.
There's a USB port in the front.
There is a USB. Yeah, it's a USB 3 port on the front.
Okay.
Yep.
What are we gonna do with it?
So what we've done is we've put a USB 3.0 port on the front, and we've given the user the ability to record a presentation if they so choose. So a user can put up to a 2 terabyte hard drive into there, and record the presentation or the event onto that hard drive, and then they can either keep it on the hard drive, take it and move it to a laptop for editing or things like that, or they can just simply leave a hard drive connected, a thumb drive, and then they can transfer it over the network to any type of storage or server. So
FTP
just simply
like
plugging a hard drive in enables that record functionality on there.
But that is on the encoder.
That's on the encode side.
Right. Okay. And so that means I'm going to walk in with my laptop and present into the encoder and be saving straight there. Is that so? Correct. Is it outgoing? Is it going out and then back, or is it just capturing here?
So it's the recording is happening on the encoder, right? So whatever's being fed into the encoder is where that recording is happening.
Gotcha.
And we've got some updates that are coming to further enhance that capability, such as being able to maybe grab that Dante audio stream and things like that. And that's all in the works that's coming. I mean, this is a product that has been out for a couple of years at this point, right? We are 100% feature complete. However, we've identified and we know of some enhancements or some product wish lists that a lot of customers have said. So, and that's one of them that they wish it could do that. One of the interesting ones that we actually did too is on the decoder. We enabled the decoder to be a Dante transmitter for audio. So we can take SVSI audio, right, which is the historical SVSI PCM audio that we have, and we can bring that into the decoder, and then we can convert that to 2 channels of Dante and send that out to a DSP. And this is important and very beneficial to where if you've got a space that has a bunch of encoders, a lot of DSPs all have licensing costs to them now for their DSP channel counts. So rather than have a DSP be saturated with just multiple encoders that are being put into it, you can just take 2 channels from that decoder and lower your channel count, reducing cost overall on the DSP.
Cheating the licensing.
We try and help how we can.
It's very, very nice. And so these are getting deployed in all sorts of situations, all sorts of scenarios.
Absolutely, they're. We've got large installations in the United States, in hotels and universities. We've got government installs. We've got government installs in the European Union countries, Asia Pacific, and things like that. Right. So wide breadth of use. And it's all coming still with the security and everything of the SVSI. So the 2600s have completed JITC certification, which is the U.S.'s Department of Defense, certification to sit on those classified networks. So it's fully compliant as far as that goes. The 3300s are being submitted later this year into 26 for that. But yes, robust security for encryption, fully across the board, supporting network securities and everything else. So it's purposefully built to belong on the network and to be secure.
Nice. Mate, it's a really nice, solid product. Been out for a while. Firmware upgrades. I'm assuming for these feature-rich So it will just be the way it rolls out, or is it
So
going to be
so firmware, I mean, that's it's been a touchy subject, right?
Sure.
We've had some rollouts recently that weren't up to par, right? They weren't there, and we've taken steps to correct it, and we've identified that. So, one thing that we've definitely doing is where we've slowed down some of that development on purpose to make sure that we don't inadvertently cause issues that have been encountered before, right? And we truly are. I've truly apologized for anything that has caused the customers, right? And I know it's a sore subject, but firmware.
Kudos to you guys for owning it though, and just get it done.
I mean, there's no point, right? There's no point in denying it, right? So, but firmware will continue to be available online, and we're going to continue to post it and fully support it. And any issues that do arise, I encourage anybody to reach out to tech support, open some cases, let's and we'll get it fixed and handled as quick as we can.
Yeah, nice. Mate, people want to know more. Where are they going to go?
So definitely, people want to know more, go to amx.com, right? We're here at Integrate with our friends Madison AV, right? Reach out to Madison AV for any information. Come visit me at the stand, right? We'll be here all week. And look forward to talking to everybody about the 2600 and the 3300 and Harman and AMX and SVSI.
And everything it is. Good on you. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate your time.
Cheers.